In today's video, I'll show you how to first coat external beads. Then once that's dry, I'll show you how to second coat them. And then final third coat. Hi guys, Brad McKinnon here. Welcome back to the channel. Today it's all about external corner beads. And we're going to start off by looking at the trowel I use. I'm going to use my 11-inch curved trowel. The reason I like to use a curved trowel is when I press on it, it's going to end up flat. By all means, you can use a flat trowel. There's no right or wrong. It's just what I prefer when filling corner bead, and it cleans off the edge nicely as well. So I'm using a setting compound. This is a 90-minute compound. I've been taping in the whole room with it, and I'm just finishing up with these external corner beads. If you want to see how to put them on, I'll link a video in the description below. You can watch how I install corner beads. But I like to start off by just pressing the mud into the sort of holes in that metal corner bead there, and so it goes right through to the plasterboard. And then once that's filled, I'm going to come back and just start at the bottom, head straight up, just rolling the wrist, putting the plaster on, and then keeping the trowel at an angle when you're just sort of cleaning it off, pressing the edge of the trowel onto the wall, just cleaning the edge off as I go. Now you can see there I've already taped in the top angles before I fill the corner bead. That means I can go all the way up to the ceiling. I haven't taped in the rest of those top angles yet, top corners yet. I'll be doing that with a different plaster after I've done this. So we'll just fill one side, then we'll come and do the other side, clean off the edge as we go, keep everything nice and tidy, and just be careful at the top because it's still a bit wet. It's the same mix of plaster. And that's the first one done. Again, just clean off that edge and just tidy up any bits as we go along. So there's two external corner beads in this room. So you can see there, I'm just putting plaster on the edge of the trowel and then just sort of forcing it into those holes in the corner bead so it goes right through to the bonds onto the plasterboard. And that's going to give it strength. I feel that's just the better option than just filling it straight up and down. My mix is a bit thicker than normal when I'm doing corner bead, or what I've done here is I've used this mix for all the joints, ceiling and walls in this room, and it's coming to the end of the 90 minutes. This is a 90-minute setting compound. So it's sort of firming up a bit, so that's why I do the corner beads last. Just a bit thicker, just to fill those a bit easier. I also like to go up and down, just to make sure it's filled every which way, get rid of any air bubbles. You can see there's a socket in the way. Just push those wires right in, so we're not bumping over them. We'll clean them out afterwards once the plaster is set. Should have done that before I started. But I think I did. It's just forced its way out again. But see, I'm running the edge of the trowel over the. You pick up some daggly bits. Running the edge of the trowel over the other side of that electrical box, so it's not bumping into it. And then just come down from the top again and just one lift off, so we've only got one lip to scrape off once it's set. So don't worry about trying to get rid of that lip. It's fine leaving that lip a bit proud, because you can just scrape that back as soon as it's set. This side here is up against the window, so not much room. Just sort of putting plaster on that one side of the trowel. and then just coming down and lifting off, and again clean off the edge as we go. I like to run the knife, you can see there I'm starting at one side and working my way across just so the plaster fills up on the knife. It's a good little tip there for you, and just clean up as we go. Now those are nice and filled. Now here you can see here now that's set. I've just gone around and finished the internal corners. Now I'll come back. Now I'm just about to head home and come back to second coat the next day, but a good tip is to just scrape these corner beads while they're still green. The plaster's set hard, but it's still wet. It's just easy to scrape because the sealing compound sets quite hard, so it's quite hard to scrape when it's fully dry. So scraping it while it's hard but green is a lot easier. Just run your knife up the edges, clean off those lips where you lifted off, and clean out the electrical box while we're here. Just makes life a lot easier. Plus when you're scraping, when it's dry, you're getting dust everywhere as well. Normally you have to wear a mask. So this way here, it's just falling straight down. It's even sticking to your knife, which you can clean off there. You can see I'm doing. So that's a great little tip there, is to scrape your first coat on your externals once it's set and still green. So here we are now. We're back the next day. Everything's nice and dry. I'm going to use my 11-inch curved trowel again. Now if you want to just give that a quick scrape again once it's dry, by all means go for it, just to make sure everything's cleaned off. And again, we're just going to start from the bottom, work our way up, and then just sort of run over both directions. Again, get rid of any air bubbles or anything like that, and then just work our way up, making sure that edge is nice and clean. Now if you're just using a flat trowel or something like that, you can just use your 6-inch knife or scraper just to clean off your edges as you go, if your trowel's leaving a bit of an edge on the plasterboard. And again, those electrical boxes, just make sure there's no daggly bits in there. Otherwise that plaster will pick them up and you'll be dragging them through your nice creamy mix of plaster. This is an air drying pre-mixed multi-purpose compound. You can see there I've just coated those top internals, so I'm not going all the way to the top, just staying down. I don't want to damage what I've done at the top there. We can pick that up later when we do our third coat, and we'll just always like to clean up as we go. A bit of plaster falling out of the box there, clean everything up, clean those edges up again. Come over to our other one. Now there's no right or wrong which side you start with, but you can see there I'm just got plaster on that left side of the trowel only, just where I'm putting it. There's not much room there. If you put it on the whole trowel, it's going to be, you might end up spilling it everywhere. So again, just putting the plaster on and then just taking it off nicely. And again, it's the same process, sort of just lifting off one lip that we just have to scrape back. Now with this plaster, this has to be fully dry before we scrape it. This is an air drying plaster, so it'll take all day to dry. just working around those boxes. Just when we're filling the bead, it's good just to work around the box so you're not filling it with plaster, and then your final run over you can just go over the whole thing. So there we've just got a patch next to that one. I'm just going to tidy that up while I'm here, just with my 6-inch knife. And that's those 2 beads second coated. We'll let that fully dry, finish everything off in the room, and we'll be back the next day to finish coat. So here we are, we're using the same mix again for our final coat. I've been around the room and done all the joints already, and I've given these a scrape, cleaned off the edges, and I am using my 14-inch trowel for this final coat. Now I can go all the way to the ceiling on this one because that ceiling internal is nice and dry. And for some reason I like to start at the top when I do my final coat. I don't know why, you don't have to, of course. Just the way I've always done it, or it's the way I was shown to do it, and I've always done it that way. Now the 14-inch trowel will fill right over what you've already done, just bringing the edge right out to the clean piece of plasterboard. So again, just filling that bead, putting the plaster on, getting it on nicely, and then we'll just clean it off and just get that beautiful and smooth, beautiful and flat. And then we can just use our knife to make sure that's blended in nicely. Less sanding the better. So the key to good plastering or good finishing is you want to do as less sanding as possible. So you want to get it nice and neat. That's that one done. So I like my mix a bit thinner for the final coat, just a bit easier to use, easier on the hands and shoulders. Again, that's entirely up to you. If you're a beginner, having it a bit thicker might be a bit easier for you, so you're not dropping as much. Now I don't sand in between coats, I scrape, and the edges are nice and blended in, so I don't need to sand those, and then my final coat goes right up past that edge anyway. So if you want to, sure you can, but we're just finishing off here. If you like these videos, guys, and you're not subscribed already, please do. It really helps out the channel. Working my way up to 5,000 subscribers, so I'd love your help. Also, if you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up, leave a comment, any questions. I answer all questions that are put up. And it's good to see I'm helping people with their jobs. So thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.